this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it comes to making an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the one you'll call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Hey, this is U.S. Olympic gold medalist Tara Davis-Woodhull.
And I'm U.S. Paralympic gold medalist Hunter Woodhull.
As athletes, our lives are about having a clear path.
And a team that you can absolutely trust.
So when it came to getting the best mortgage,
we chose PennyMac.
PennyMac is proud to be the official mortgage provider of Team USA and you.
Learn more at pennymac.com. PennyMac Loan Services, LLC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 35953. Licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Conditions and restrictions may apply.
This is Radhi Devlukia from A Really Good Cry. I absolutely love being outdoors, even if it's just stepping outside for a bit of fresh air between meals or taking a mindful walk to clear my head. But the one thing that can really ruin that is when my feet feel cramped in my shoes. So I switched to ultra running, and honestly, it makes such a difference. What I love most is their signature ultra fit, comfort balanced strength. They have this roomy toe box that lets my toes actually spread and move naturally. So I really appreciate that. And I feel more grounded and balanced with every single step. It's like my feet can finally do their job, using all those little muscles that make me feel stronger the more I move. Whether you are a marathon runner, beginner or advanced, or just getting outside to train, Ultras have become my go-to for running and moving mindfully. They fit so well, they're so comfortable, and they just move with you. Shop now at ultrarunning.com and use my code CRY10 for 10% off. That's ALTRA running.com. Experience Ultra and stay out there.
You are so new to you don't leave. Look at this. You just left this in front of. This is such an amateur live performance move.
I didn't do it right.
That's why I'm here. The first thing you do is move the fucking microphone stand.
I don't know how to do. There's only two things I know how to do. One.
Maybe three.
There's only two things I know how to do. One of them is read scripts about bad people, and the other is poorly introduce my show. So I would like to say to my first live audience, what's cracking, my peppers?
Yeah. That was good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. I'm learning.
That was good.
Slowly.
We're getting used to the microphone still on. I think.
Am I doing something?
I don't know if it's ideally like a wireless mic is not. It's just the rule that if it's going to go wrong, a wireless mic will go wrong.
Well, I can shout, but only for a limited period of time.
Yeah. And we told you guys this is going to go terrible.
It's going to be a disaster. It's really going to give you an idea of what a disaster it's going to be. I brought a bag full of machetes, but I forgot to bring all of the recording equipment necessary to record my podcasts.
I brought some recording equipment. Isn't that fucking stupid?
Yeah.
I don't know how to use it. I just handed it to Tori, the nice sound lady, and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Do it."
Yeah. Big ups to Tori.
Yeah. And she did it.
Yeah.
We had to make some phone calls.
We did it. We had to call Daniel, but yeah, I think we got it.
Man, it's gonna be interesting how this sounds after.
It really is.
Like other people, if we release it, you guys, they'll be like, the sound was not good when they released it, and you guys can be like, it wasn't good there either.
All on me.
Like
this is 100% on me.
Very accurate. How they recorded it was how it sounded.
Billy,
you want to trade?
It's before we get into the show today, I feel like I should introduce our co-stars on this table.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now they're in
I was
a
like,
sack.
who the fuck's gonna be here?
That's a toasted bagel. We got some Thomas Everything bagels. I usually use Sara Lee. I'm not sure of the ballistics on these, but I'm excited.
It's only gonna record the bad sounds I make. She's gonna sound like all it was is Billy just saying fuck, really frustrated.
It's gonna skip just the right words to make you sound racist, and it's
that's. I don't know if you've heard my accent, but that's any word. That's not hard to do. Like, hey, did you hear that guy? Oh, the racist guy. What do you say? We didn't have to listen.
So next up, we've got some Fran's Original Premium Bagels. These are from New York, maybe.
Is that what that means?
Well, it says they're from New York.
Fran's.
Let's see where they're really from.
Oh, I knew. If it's like, I thought it was some local thing, and you guys are like, fucking Portland.
God damn it. And then we've got some
more Fran's.
More Fran's. Yeah, we got some more Fran's. I had some pumpkin spice bagels up here. Oh, here they are. Brought by a friend of ours in the audience. Pumpkin spice premium bagels. The taste of autumn is here. Now, we got this script, which who needs that shit? So we got Little Knife. We got Machete. You take this one, Billy.
Okay.
This one's for bandits.
It does look like.
Yeah.
Like this is not for.
It's not for. That's a good.
It's it's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but it's like this is a criminals. Like
it's my oldest machete, but are you calling me a criminal?
I'd say your instincts are criminal.
Yeah, that is fair. So.
I have to have this. You're also being like, you cheer for the wrong people in the movies.
And then we got the backup just in case. This one's real rusty and dull, so we don't want to use it on the bagels.
First of all,
this is haunted. Yeah, this is the ghost knife.
Bayonet.
No, it's just a little buoy.
You're getting real loose with the machete. That's just a big ass knife.
That's really all a machete is. Yeah. So we're gonna play a little bit of what we like to call bagel tennis here, which is exactly what it sounds like. Although neither of us know how to play tennis, we know the word love plays into it, but don't tell us what it means. We're just gonna say it a lot as we knock bagels around. This is the splash zone. Hopefully bagel splashes. Most of the machetes don't have a way to strap them to your hand, so fingers crossed.
I'm just it's working. I feel like it's like if I think something terrible, like and make it think that that's what I'm about to say, it'll work.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it's out to get me.
Don't talk like a Nazi, but think like a Nazi, and then say normal stuff.
Try to think something terrible, and then I'm gonna say this. It's like if you're at Thanksgiving, you're just talking to your grandma, and then she walks off, and then you're talking to your cousin. And you're like, yeah, that's
Now, people in the back. Hello. No. That's the point of the microphone. Yeah, okay, well, that's good. That's a start. That's a start.
That's vaguely threatening. It's vaguely threatening. You can't tell where the bad neighborhood is in Portland because it's all of them kind of. You guys keep a bad element in every. So I like that.
Yeah. Keeps everybody on their toes. Yeah. So, I mean, I think we should just pray to the gods of microphones and get into this son of a bitch because these people paid to learn about somebody terrible.
And then the recording might be just the worst thing.
No, this is gonna be a unique experience for the audience. Yeah. All right. Billy Wayne Davis.
Yes.
When you were a lad, a wee child, did you ever have sea monkeys?
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I remember seeing them.
You saw the ads?
Yeah.
You ever see ads for X-ray specs?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, okay. You ever wondered about who made those?
I'll be honest, I never did one.
You ever wonder what they believed about, I don't know, races?
Like, foot race?
No. I mean, that probably did play into it at some point. The 1930s was, what, 6 Olympics,
Oh, okay.
but yeah. We're going to talk about the guy who made those both and some other things you've heard about today. And then we're going to talk about what that dude was into when he wasn't coming up with sea monkeys. It's going to be a happier story than some.
Well, I mean,
but yeah. There's no dead babies.
if your business is sea monkeys, like your hobby's gonna be pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. I want a show of hands. Who here as a kid had them or their parents spend money on sea monkeys or X-ray specs? That's a good number, you. That's fun. Remember these hands in the air. Yeah.
You all go after the show.
He's a solid ghost dealer. The object recording this event he bought off of a ghost detective? Yes. That's not a joke. That's a thing. That just happened.
I went to a trailer park in Orange County and bought a Zoom recorder from a guy that was recording ghosts. That recorder I have is too good for ghosts.
If this recording works out, there is a decent chance we will get to hear the ghost of Saddam Hussein react to this podcast, which I'm very excited about.
I would think he'd probably hang it in Portland.
Yeah, no, that's exactly where he would end up. Yeah, you would hope. There's a lot of Doritos in this town, so. Well, I'm just gonna roll into it. Harold. We're off to a fucking great start. These are the things that Sophie normally protects the audience from, protects me from, my incompetence. She is not here right now, which means someone's going to get badly injured, and I am going to fuck up even more than usual. So heads up.
Live!
Harold Nathan Brownhut was born on March 31st, 1926, in New York City, the city where these bagels are not from. His parents, Jeanette Cohen and Edward Brownhut, were Jewish. This will become very important later on. They had moved to Manhattan from Memphis. Jeanette's family was in the toy business, and his father ran a printing shop. Herman Brown. Mm-hmm.
They went from Memphis to Manhattan.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You could afford to do that back in the day.
Well, you could.
Yeah.
If I was Jewish and lived in Memphis, I would leave.
I can't think of many reasons I wouldn't leave Memphis, but I'm a little biased. It's that pyramid. Memphis is the one with the pyramid, right?
Also, it's very dangerous.
Yeah. I just don't trust any town with a pyramid. Herman Brownhut, Harold's first cousin, recalled the family as fairly normal for the area, saying, quote, They were as religious as most other Jews. I know they went to synagogue during the Jewish holidays. I believe he was bar mitzvahed. I probably was there. Again, this will be very relevant later on in the story.
Very Jewish answer, though. My wife is Jewish. That is how Jews talk. Like, I don't know, this is fucking Jewish shit.
I'm sure he did the thing we all do.
Very
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if that's okay.
As a child, Herman recalled that Harold was always fooling around with different kinds of gadgets. He had an inventor's soul and a natural understanding of mechanics. He graduated high school during the height of World War II and attended business school in 1945 and 1946. At the time, he lived in Brighton Beach, a heavily Jewish neighborhood in Brooklyn. Are you guys catching the foreshadowing here? Where this is going to head? Yeah, it's not a good place. Once he was out of college, Harold bounced around an almost dizzying variety of careers. He served for a brief time in the Merchant Marine. Then he became a motorcycle racer, working under the name the Green Hornet. And I think this is before that.
Not a job.
What do you mean that's not a job?
You can't just tell your parents, like, I race motorcycles.
I mean, why not?
I just feel like there's some,
Bruce Springsteen did. And look at him, he's doing great.
Look at the leap he took from job to job.
Yeah, it is a little weird. I'm going to help sell stuff on boats. Now I'm a motorcycle racer.
Historically speaking, from our and our stories, did he hit his head?
I mean, he was in the Merchant Marine, so there's a lot of swinging, like, ropes with hooks on them. Yeah, there's a good chance.
And then, yeah, because it sounds like you go from being on a boat to being like, I'm just going to race this motorcycle for a living.
He definitely picked up a couple head injuries in the motorcycle racing. Yeah, I don't know people who commute with motorcycles and don't grab a couple. Now, yeah, I don't have any more about that period of his life. I wish I could find like a picture of him as the Green Hornet. I want to know what the costume was. Yeah, he doesn't either. So, Harold also worked as a stage magician under strong reaction to the word magician. What, how do you feel about magicians, Billy Wayne?
I don't like them. I understand it's art or whatever.
I don't know that art is the term I'd use. Yeah. It is whatever. Yeah. It's whatever. Yeah.
But can you imagine, like, he specified stage magician.
Stage magician. Yeah.
I just do it on the stage. I'm gonna trick you out.
I didn't even get to his name.
I don't.
The Great Telepo. I think that means he teleported, but again, I have no details on this. But that's the name he worked under.
Spanish for the Green Hornet. She did say, "Give me a second, I'll turn it on," and then I will.
Yeah. Immediately. Terrible. This one seems to be doing well. Without your microphone bringing down the whole experience, yeah, it's been great. This one's doing great now. It's like your microphone was the enabler, and like this guy's sobered up now that it's...
I have friends like that.
Yeah. All right, we're in business.
I mean, I always assumed you guys don't turn the microphones on in the studio anyway.
No, Sophie's got to let me like say the things that can't ever go out on the air first.
That is smart.
The stuff that's bleeped out about what you should do to Jeff Bezos' house, like that. Ah, shit, fuck. Okay, we're gonna have to get that. We're gonna have to get that shit in post.
He heard you say that.
Yeah, he did. There's an echo in the fucking room.
Yeah, he heard you. He's listening.
That's an Amazon machete.
That's...
If you're low on toilet paper, it'll order it for you.
I did get the studio machete off Amazon. So,
and it's a beautiful machete.
So Bezos has got a supply of machetes.
He has more than I do. Yeah. So back to Harold. Now that we're fully operational.
Harold, the stage magician.
Harold, the stage magician. Magician? That was bad. Harold segued rather naturally from racing and magicianing towards working as a talent agent for other performers.
Actually, this does make sense.
That's the first natural. That's the
only one that he's done that makes sense. Yeah, he's like, you know what? I'm tired of doing all the bullshit.
I'm just gonna sell the guys who do the bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good call.
It's not a bad gig.
Mm-hmm. His prize catch was Henry Lamore, one of the first magicians on television. Lamore's claim to fame was a yearly stunt where he would dive from New York's Flatiron Building 40 feet down into a pool of water just 12 inches deep. He won a Guinness. You're not impressed by that?
I think I'd want to see it before I gave it my proper reaction.
I mean, the fine people at Guinness, who we know cannot be bought, certified this as a world record.
It is.
It is.
He's like, he got this many people to believe it.
So, it would be fair to say, among a couple of other things, that Harold Brownhut so far seemed to have a passion for performance. But in 1957, when he was 31, his father died. This spurred him to make a change in his life. Starting in the late 1950s, Brownhut started inventing, filing patent after patent for a variety of kitschy toys. Products like amazing hair-raising monsters, which were basically a cross between a troll doll and a chia pet. He had a peculiar preference for selling live animals to children through the mail, which is...
Here's the thing. You don't get to see the result. And that's why you do something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't mail a pig to a kid without wanting to see that kid open that pig. Also, can you imagine being like, I bought you a horse. Mailman will be here in 4 days with it.
Says there's a 40% chance it
there's
shows
holes
up alive.
There's holes in the packages.
Well, he didn't sell anything as cool as horses. One of his inventions was crazy crabs, which were just normal, terrified hermit crabs, mailed to your door in a cardboard box.
Holy shit. He's funny.
Yeah, he's good.
I think he's kind of funny, if I'm being honest. He seems like a good time.
So far, nothing to hate.
Here's my business. You know, you knock on somebody's door and you run, and they're like, who's there? And you get them. What if we left a crab there? How do we make money? I gotta go.
So what made Crazy Crabs special and sellable was the ad copy Harold wrote for the comic books and kids magazines like Boy's Life, where he sold his gimmicks. Here is the description he wrote for his Crazy Crabs. As gentle as a pussycat, it lives on land instead of water, does not bite unless mishandled. It loves to be touched and petted.
Unless you touch it.
Now you touch it, it's gonna fuck you
it'll
up.
Bite you. But if you don't get near it, that thing, it won't bother you at all.
If you just leave it in the box, let it die on the porch, you'll be fine.
Don't look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, that's fucking...
It loves to be touched and petted and enjoys running from hand to hand.
He's awesome. I love this guy.
So far, hard to hate.
Not a bastard. Real good time, this guy.
He said it swinging from your fingers or just cuddling your shoulder like an adorable tame parrot. Like a parrot. Hermit crabs.
Oh, man. I want that parrot that can bite you.
Yeah.
Does it talk? No.
I want a parrot with vices for hands.
Yeah.
that can't think.
Pure nature. I just want...
That's the toy for a small
just
child.
Either fear or eating. That's all it takes.
From the beginning of his career as a toy designer, Harold Brownhut knew that lying to children...
He's so loose with the terms of what he's doing.
He's amazing. He's amazing. Like,
it's like, you want a toy? And he just hands you a hermit crab. First of all, that's an uncle thing to do. That's his whole target audience, is like just half-lit uncles late for a birthday party. Like, what'd you get you? I got you a legal turtle.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Let's talk about modern home shopping. It's sort of become a fun side hobby, right? Scrolling listings at night, dreaming about kitchens you've never seen, or backyards you haven't even stepped foot in, all from the comfort of pretty much anywhere. Redfin knows a lot of people like you want to own, but are stuck in this browsing mode loop. That's where Redfin flips the script. With listings that update within minutes and tours you can book right from the Redfin app, you can see your dream home the moment it appears. Now, liking a listing is easy, but actually landing it, that's where Redfin comes in. Redfin has over 2,200 agents with local expertise. And Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. That means they want to help you win, not just window shop. Redfin is built to help you go from just looking to wait, this could actually be home. So become the newest neighbor on the block. Visit redfin.com to start finding and start owning. That's redfin.com.
Hi, I'm Cindy Crawford, and I'm the founder of Meaningful Beauty. Well, I don't know about you, but I never liked being told, oh, wow, you look so good for your age. Why even bother saying that? Why don't you just say you look great at any age, every age? That's what Meaningful Beauty is all about. We create products that make you feel confident in your skin at the age you are now.
Meaningful Beauty. Beautiful skin at every age. Learn more at meaningfulbeauty.com.
This is Radhi Devlukia from A Really Good Cry. I absolutely love getting outside, whether it's a quick walk or a mindful few steps between meetings, or even a longer run to just clear my head. But the one thing that can really ruin that for me is shoes that just don't feel right. That's why I started wearing Ultra running. With the Ultra Fit, every step feels comfortable, balanced, and strong. Like my feet can finally move freely. What really stood out to me was the roomy toe box. My toes actually now have room to spread out, which makes movement feel more natural and comfortable. And when your feet aren't cramped, you feel more balanced, like every step has a strong, stable foundation. I've noticed that with extra space, my foot muscles get to work building strength, so I can actually move with more confidence. Ultra fits and moves with you no matter your pace or your goals. Beginner or marathon runner, they've really become my go-to for any kind of running or training, and I always feel like my feet can do exactly what they're meant to do. Feel the difference by visiting ultrarunning.com and use my code CRY10 for 10% off. That's ultra, A-L-T-R-A, running.com. Experience Ultra and stay out there.
So, yeah, Harold was aware very early on that the key to making money was lying to children.
Yes.
Still is.
Still is.
Yeah. Now, hermit crabs were a good proof of concept, but, there's only so many kids want crabs, right? If crab is in the name, you gotta limit it.
No adults want crabs.
Yeah. So, Harold had another, more ambitious dream. He wanted to mail children packets of brine shrimp and pretend that they were aquatic apes.
That's a specific dream.
Very specific dream. Now, the inspiration for this unique vision came in 1957 when he was in a pet store and saw a bucket of brine
mushrooms.
Yeah. He was chewing his fucking teeth.
I want to go in this pet store.
Yes.
I need a business idea.
So he's in this pet store. He sees a bucket of brine shrimp being sold as fish food, not as pets, because they're not pets. And for the record, brine shrimp are very tiny. They're almost invisible to the naked eye. When magnified, they look like a weird cross between a centipede and a seahorse. They do not look anything like a monkey.
Beautiful. Majestic creatures.
No rational person would consider them interesting by the standards of most pets. But Harold thought brine shrimp were the perfect animal to sell, en masse, to children around the country. He would
You know who's dumb as hell?
Fucking kids.
Those little people.
You can make those sons of bitches buy anything.
Well, I don't know anything. Yeah.
You see how well lawn darts did?
Yeah. Fucking dumb.
He would later tell an interviewer, I was always interested in wildlife, and I was looking for something that would interest other people in it. What do you even say to that?
I don't, you just, like, even if you're the journalist, you're just like, man, what are you doing?
You are full of shit.
God, I gotta print this.
So he started research later that year, in between working on games like Balderdash and patenting bulletproof clothing. For 3 years, he experimented. He was a busy fucker. For 3 years.
You don't have to prove the patent works.
No. You just gotta sell it.
You just gotta be like, yeah, no, it's a shirt.
Yeah, there's no internet back then, so nobody's gonna come on
get shot
Amazon
in
and
that
be
shirt.
like, there's a problem with this bulletproof shirt.
Yeah. I killed my friend.
So for 3 years, he experimented with brine shrimp, trying to figure out ways to essentially freeze-dry their eggs so they could be safely shipped.
How long was he working on this?
3 years, Billy.
3 years.
It's hard, okay? I'll give it to him. It's not easy.
There's a level of, like just sticking to it that is impressive.
Yeah. No, he's not a lazy man.
Because 3 years is a long time.
Look, man.
To be like, how am I going to freeze this fish food?
All of history is built by men and women with visions.
Because kids
who put
are
in the
stupid,
work.
but they're not that stupid.
Yeah. This was a quest of love for him. He loved the idea of selling brine shrimp to children. And he eventually figured it out. Now, in 1960, his mom died of a car crash, and later that year, he revealed the first iteration of what would prove to be his greatest innovation, Instant Life. Essentially, a packet of dried brine shrimp eggs he sold for 49 cents. Now, at this stage, the product did not work well. Harold later recalled, keeping them alive was a terrible struggle. So, he makes them, but they're still dying, like all the time.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, they're brine shrimp.
I mean, I understand, but still, it's like the way he talks about it's kind of just like, they die so fast. And you can hear them. It's terrible.
They're real screamers.
They're just like, hey, I'm alive, dead. Alive, dead.
My experiments didn't make them live longer, but it made them real yelly.
Just like. You freeze them, it makes them loud.
Now, Harold promised instant happiness to the children who purchased his brine shrimp, but his sales were less than impressive.
Even a kid's like, fuck off.
Fuck off. Yeah, I don't want your fucking brine shrimp.
There's no instant happy. You don't got cocaine.
Yeah, that would be the first Amazon review today. Yeah. There were two problems. The first was that the name brine shrimp did not inspire wonder in the hearts of children. Brine is a bad marketing word, as a rule. The second was that all the brine shrimp he sold kept dying. It was considered incredibly lucky for just 2 of the little critters to survive for 30 days. Not content to let nature
lucky.
Yeah, lucky.
Imagine you got a puppy and it lived for 30 days. You're like, that's pretty lucky.
I mean, that's when they're at their cutest.
Yeah.
Like, how long do you need them after that?
I like this. I was pretending, you guys. There's no dead puppy. There's no real dead puppy.
Now, Billy Wayne, we're like maybe 10 years off from a service where they mail 30-day puppies to your house, and then you get a new puppy 30 days later when that one just sort of,
Oh, I wish that's so...
Amazon Genetics is working on it right now. It's a $30 subscription
No one's laughing because they know it's true.
No, this is coming. This is
That's
going
what's
to
happening
happen.
right now. Everyone's like, stop talking about the future.
Yeah.
We're trying to be funny, and you guys are like, it's going to happen.
Jeff Bezos was at Christmas pretending to be a human for one brief night when a friend of his said, I wish my puppy could stay this way forever. And he was like,
I'll be right back.
I know how to fucking monetize this shit. Yeah.
That's how he sounds when he walks away.
So, like all great heroes in history, Harold was not content to let nature beat him. So, Mr. Brownhut teamed up with a marine biologist, Anthony D'Agostino, a microcrustacean expert. They started claiming they'd invented a hybrid species, Artemia nios, specially bred to be sold over the mail to children. Brine shrimp already have eggs that essentially go dormant in the right circumstances. Brownhut and D'Agostino claimed their hybrid was even more survivable, able to spend weeks in a state of suspended animation. Brownhut also invented a mixture of what he called magic crystals.
Yeah.
These help.
Because you know it's good science when the word magic's involved.
These apparently helped keep the brine shrimp eggs alive. Now, it's still rather unclear to me if all this talk of hybrids was complete BS or not, almost certainly. But the brine shrimp sold by Brownhut and D'Agostino from this point forward showed a markedly greater tolerance for, shipping, and nobody really knows how they did it. Now, making the brine shrimp more survivable was only one part of the plan. Harold also had to invent a unique lie to sell children on the idea. He started packaging his brine shrimp in 2 little packets. The first was labeled a water purifier, although it was actually just brine shrimp eggs. Harold's instructions were to pour this into the water first and then let it sit for a few days. During this time, unbeknownst to the child, the brine shrimp would hatch.
In the house. Sorry, just the way you worded that was funny.
No, it's good.
Unbeknownst to them, he'd sneak in their house.
So
put a dead frog in their mouth.
They'd hatch and they would grow. Now, the second packet, which supposedly contained brine shrimp eggs, was actually nothing more than dye, which stained the now grown brine shrimp and made it look like they were appearing instantly. It was a pretty fucking smart con. That's a good idea.
What a waste of fucking energy.
Why? No, you gotta impress the kids. They're not gonna stay impressed.
I mean, just to take it this far. It's so, do you think his friends are like, are you still doing the thing?
I mean, I hate to say it, but he did make millions of dollars.
There is one friend who's like, the whole time, like, I told you could do it.
Yeah.
You gonna go to water park again?
We're going to Maui this weekend,
Let's go. I love it.
So, Harold's next, and probably greatest innovation, was to create a bald-faced but beautiful lie about what his brine shrimp were. He hit upon the name sea monkeys and hired a future Marvel artist to draw colorful depictions of humanoid-looking aquatic creatures for his comic book ads.
He's a future Marvel artist.
Yeah, future.
So he used that to get his Marvel job.
Yeah, I think so. This is the. How do you want to describe those sea monkeys to the audience?
I mean, they look like if you split the conehead's head open, and then. I mean, they have human features, which is very strange.
Very unsettling.
Yeah, and then but they're also lizard-like. There's no monkey to them, really.
They look vaguely ape-like, water apes.
Like a human does.
Sea apes. Yeah.
But I mean, they have a night. The dad's doing well. They have an underground castle. Family looks happy. Mm-hmm. He's got a castle. That's good.
He definitely has a fucking castle.
It looks like they've got a gardener. Because the plants are very nice around. Couple kids.
Yeah, you can see the idea. Buy these brine shrimp and you'll have
if I worked
a
at Marvel, I'd be like,
humans.
get fucking hired. Because that's what he used as a resume. Like, what have you done? You're like, you seen this shit?
Seen this shit? Everybody has these fucking monkeys. Yeah. So I'm going to read a little bit from the ad copy, which was written by Harold Brownhut himself. So eager to please, they can even be trained. Always clowning around, these troublesome trollicsome, which is not a word, pets swim, stunt, and play games with each other. Because they are so full of tricks, you'll never tire of watching them. And raising sea monkeys is so easy, even a 6-year-old can do it without help. Sea monkeys eat very little, and they keep their water so clean they require only a minimum care, although they love attention. Anyone who enjoys the company of pets will adore sea monkeys. Best of all, we even show you how to teach them to obey your commands like a pack of friendly trained seals.
He's having fun.
He's having a great time. And up to this point, I'm totally on board with.
I'm not mad at him. I wouldn't hang out with him a lot.
Yeah, Billy, what's the best lie you've told a child?
Not my children.
Yeah.
But we did convince my younger sister that we found her under a rock. And then we found out years later she wasn't even upset. She just considered herself very lucky.
See, Billy.
Because we brought it up one year at like Christmas or something. I remember when we convinced you that you lived under a rock and we found you, and she was like, "Yeah, I just thought, God, I'm lucky they found me."
See, you could have monetized that impulse, Billy.
I guess so. I didn't
You could have been
realize.
a rich fucking guy. So, Harold also hit upon the idea of selling his sea monkeys with a 2-year life insurance policy, because there's nothing kids love more than life insurance.
Oh my God! So we pay it every month?
Yeah.
Okay, every month.
Now, this all worked. Sea monkeys took off like gangbusters, and millions of little children, including like about a third of the audience, it seems, harangued their parents for the $125 or however much it was in your day it would take to build their own marvelous underwater civilization. Most of those kids were profoundly disappointed by the tiny, gross-looking little monsters that grew from the kids, but enough became obsessed with brine shrimp that there are still fan sites for sea monkeys today. This is a thing people are into. Although Roy Orbison cling wrap fetish porn is also a thing.
What? Someone in the audience, when you said there's still people that do it today, just went, "What?"
You know what the internet is. It's Nazis and weird shit like this. Like, sea monkeys were an enormous success. Hundreds of thousands of kits were sent out, netting millions of dollars for Harold Brownhut and the Transients Corporation, his partners in the venture. With this massive success under his belt, Harold began to put out other hit products. He invented X-ray specs, which he claimed were glasses that imparted X-ray vision to the wearer. Ads for the specs inevitably showed, see, this is how fucking incompetent I am without the fucking paper. I'm useless. I don't have the talent that this guy has. I just got paper. You know what, Billy?
It's all in here.
You know what, Billy? We are on page 4, and if I know one thing about the number 4, it means that we should hit some bagels with some machetes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what that fucking means.
Robert sent me a text today. He was like, "Did you get permission to do the machete and bagel stuff?" And I was like, "I just figured it's better to ask for forgiveness than
Yeah.
permission on that stuff."
Now-
I just know from the past when you're like, "Can I bring a machete?" They always say no.
Yeah. Now, Billy, the dangerous thing about serving the bagels, because we have a mic in one hand, is that you've got to serve with your machete hand, which means there's a chance the machete's going to go flying. Now, they're rusty.
Awesome.
But that's not a plus.
Tetanus feels good.
Yeah. A little bit of lockjaw. It helps with
So I'm just
weight
going to
loss,
whack
all
it
sorts
down.
of shit. Yeah.
I'm going to whack it
All
this
right.
way.
Love serving on 0? 11?
Sure.
Tennis!
Okay. God.
You hit it, though.
I think just enough to piss it off.
There's nothing more dangerous than pissed off throwing bagels. Oh, you're doing it the responsible way because you care about the audience.
I know. I'm going to throw it like this so you get a good rate. No, don't.
No.
I'm also going to do it like this.
All right.
There. Oh, yeah.
Yeah!
See? Just so much. I feel like I'm probably more relaxed than you as a person.
That's probably true.
Yeah, I feel okay about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm out of cider, but so.
Oh, we've got plenty. We have so many, you guys.
Oh, shit. Thank you. I assume this is a collective manifestation of will from the audience.
I was in Alaska one time.
Okay. Speaking of grifters.
Yeah. I've been to Alaska a bunch. It's awesome. They got a good spirit up there. But I put a beer down. This is back when I used to drink. I put a beer down, and 3 minutes later, 4 beers showed up on stage. Because people like 4 different people, as soon as I was done with my beer, like, get him another one. He could die. And I was like, Alaska is awesome.
It's great. It's great because it's one of the states that's testing vaguely what UBI could be. And I had a discussion online with some people about Andrew Yang's plan for universal basic income. And one thing I said is that If you got a problem with how many AR-15s there are, wait until how many more there are when people are getting $1,000 a month from the government. And somebody from Alaska chimed in and said, we get like $4,000 from the government every year, and yet people spend it all on guns?
Yes. Yes. Everyone's hammered and armed in Alaska.
Hammered and armed in Alaska.
It's awesome.
It's great.
It is awesome.
Yeah. Now, we should probably get back to this whole.
I know. I just want to go to Alaska now.
You know what? We
should do a show there.
We should do a show.
They wouldn't even care what we're doing. They're just happy when people show up.
Oh man. We could get bear guns. You gotta have a bear gun in Alaska.
You do.
It's safety.
Because
it's like bears. A seatbelt for bears.
And also people.
Yeah, and people. So, okay, yeah, ads for the X-ray specs. We're talking about X-ray specs, Harold Brownut's other genius invention. Now, ads for these specs inevitably showed a sleazy-looking 70s man leering at a woman in a dress. The implication, of course, is that if you buy these X-ray specs, you will get
see your butt bone.
Yeah, exactly. You get to see through her clothes.
Butt bones.
They would sell them to Boy Scouts and be like, you want to look under girls' clothes? Buy these glasses. This is the Boy Scouts, and we're fine with this.
It was. That is true.
It was a wild time.
As long as you're not gay.
No, then you get your ass kicked right out.
No. Get out of here.
No. Now, obviously, in reality, they were not X-ray specs. That would also be horribly dangerous. There would be so much more cancer if they were really X-ray glasses. They were just a gimmick that basically created a double vision illusion that made it look sort of like you could see into your own hand. It was like a bunch of slits into the plastic and stuff. I don't want to bore you with it.
Sounds like if it's a bunch of slits, sounds like it works.
They did not let you see through women's clothing, but the
so
specs.
Nasty. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to just talk right through it.
I watched the Mighty Gemstones the other night.
The specs sold very well nonetheless, as did Braunhut's most brilliant invention. You're going to like this one, Pepper.
This is his most brilliant one yet.
The invisible goldfish.
I have some for sale tonight. Get your money out.
He was basically just shipping fish food and an empty glass bottle.
That's fucking...
That's amazing.
I do have a friend early on, in just with people messing around with the internet when we were figuring out what it was. He got kicked off of eBay because he was trying to sell a ghost in a jar. I laughed for 2 fucking days straight.
That guy should have gotten a fucking TV show.
Well, no, and he had a good job. He wouldn't quit it to do comedy. I was so mad at him. I was like, you're one of the funniest people I've ever fucking heard. He's like, I'm in charge of people. And I was like, you need to be out there doing stuff.
Yeah. The world needs you.
Oh, God, he's so fucking funny.
Yeah, it was really good. Also, the invisible goldfish came with a 100% guarantee that you would not see the fish, which was a really easy to
I told you.
Yeah.
I told
Nobody
you.
saw fucking goldfish in those bowls.
Invisible. He's so good you can't even feel him sometimes.
Now, at this point, we've all had fun with Harold Brownut's story. But the worst thing you could say about him is that his products were a little bit of a scam, playing on the reality distortion field generated by comic books and the desire of small children to believe in wonderful things. But of course, this is not just the story of a man who scammed some kids out of their allowance money. You see,
yay!
Harold Brownhut lived a second life outside of the bustling world of shitty comic book scam toys, and he funneled the profits from sea monkeys and X-ray specs and invisible goldfish towards a very specific political end. Now, I want to get a show of hands who spent money on any of these products. Come on, get them back up, get them back up, get them back up. All right, keep them in the air. That specific political end was National Socialism. Yeah, he's a fucking Nazi.
Thanks a lot, you guys. Thanks a lot.
A lot of people just learned they helped fund the Aryan nations tonight.
Jesus Christ. What a... It's just like the... What are you going to do with your millions? I got some plans. You're like, holy shit, he did. Because like the way he sold stuff is the way that preachers work.
Yeah.
It's like it's like at the end of a comic book, which is like, oh, it's a crazy fucking story, and you're all worked up, and at the end you're like, hey, here's some shit for $3. And you're like, got me.
Yeah, fuck it. And then Nazism.
And then
Yeah.
yeah, and then he's like, you know what? The Jews.
Of which he was. Yeah. Now, starting at some point after the 1960s, he changed his name from Harold Brownhood to Harold von Brownhood. There we go.
Subtle Germanism.
Yeah. Now, the von suggested he came from German noble blood and was thus a true Aryan rather than a working-class Jewish kid from Manhattan.
This is 15 years after the stuff.
Yeah. In the 60s. This is like right when they're taking off, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the height of sea monkeys. Yeah, 60s, 70s. Yeah, he's doing well.
And he's okay.
Yeah, he's a Nazi. Yeah,
but he was before.
Yeah. Now, I'm not really sure why Harold changed his name, and I'm not really sure at what point he became enthralled with National Socialism.
I would guess after you make a crazy amount of money from selling dumb shit to kids.
Yeah.
You start buying into your own bullshit a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm Vaughn now.
Yeah. And you know who else was good at selling bullshit to kids?
Hitler.
The king. Yeah. Now, what we do know is that Harold was not particularly shy about his infatuation with fascism. He lined his personal study with a poster autographed by Hermann Goering and an inscribed picture of Benito Mussolini.
Like, wait, right?
He had a Mussolini.
Look at that. Yeah. Pretty cool, right?
That's the worst of the fascists, if you want to know how much I like fascism.
Yeah.
Like,
he was bad.
Yeah. That's the fucking carrot top of fascism, and I've got him on my wall.
I got it. That's my guy. Pretty cool, right?
He spent some of his sea monkey money on a rare print of a World War II Luftwaffe aircraft signed by 4 top Nazi ace pilots. Where do you even get gun shows? You buy that at a gun show. I know exactly. You buy that at a gun show in Dallas, Texas. I've seen that on sale. Yeah.
That is. Or just some dude's barn.
Or at Grants Pass.
He's
to be
like,
honest.
hey.
Like.
Like, that was a great reaction. People were like, yeah, that's sad.
We all know Josephine. Yeah.
That's very accurate. I don't like how accurate that is.
Yeah. In short, he had the kind of office that only a Nazi or a very specific kind of podcast host would have. I do have a Goering original, but it's a tasteful nude. Yeah.
He does the same thing. He's like, look at it.
I don't like him. I don't like him for the bombing of Britain. I like him for his opiate addiction. He was a real artist when it came to being addicted to painkillers. One of the best. One of the best. You know, you got to separate the art from the artist. That's all I'm gonna say.
It seemed to affect him a little bit.
Seemed to have affected London too.
Yeah. Yeah, he let it get to his head.
Yeah. Now, it's possible that Harold's growing Nazism was responsible for his divorce from his first wife in 1966. Yeah, maybe.
Why do you want to divorce your husband? He's a Nazi.
You know what? We're not even going to deal with the paperwork.
Don't. You get the X-ray spec money. He keeps the sea monkey money.
They had one child together, a boy, who she took. Now, some journalists who reported on him later in life did manage to get in touch with his first wife. She claimed to be, quote, unaware of his other activities despite their occasional contact, which may have been true, may have been not. Hey, she got out, so I'm not gonna labor too long on that. We'll talk about his second wife in a little bit. Now, once the 1970s rolled around, those other activities that Harold was involved in included membership in the Aryan Nations. Now, if you haven't heard about these dudes, the Aryan Nations are based up in Hayden Lake in the, great may not be the right word, in the state of Idaho. It's pretty.
I've been in a jail there.
Yeah. You and a lot of members of the Aryan nations, actually.
They weren't there that night. They were not there. There was just one scared kid. And just me going, what do you mean I can't smoke? They're like, you can't smoke in jail, you can smoke in prison. I was like, well, let's go to fucking prison. I want a cigarette. They thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to get out in the morning so I could be a little bit of a smart ass, you know what I mean?
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Let's talk about modern home shopping. It's sort of become a fun side hobby, right? Scrolling listings at night, dreaming about kitchens you've never seen, or backyards you haven't even stepped foot in, all from the comfort of pretty much anywhere. Redfin knows a lot of people like you want to own, but are stuck in this browsing mode loop. That's where Redfin flips the script. With listings that update within minutes and tours you can book right from the Redfin app, you can see your dream home the moment it appears. Now, liking a listing is easy, but actually landing it, that's where Redfin comes in. Redfin has over 2,200 agents with local expertise. And Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. That means they want to help you win, not just window shop. Redfin is built to help you go from just looking to wait, this could actually be home. So become the newest neighbor on the block. Visit redfin.com to start finding and start owning. That's redfin.com.
Hi, I'm Cindy Crawford, and I'm the founder of Meaningful Beauty. Well, I don't know about you, but I never liked being told, oh, wow, you look so good for your age. Why even bother saying that? Why don't you just say you look great at any age, every age? That's what Meaningful Beauty is all about. We create products that make you feel confident in your skin at the age you are now.
Meaningful Beauty. Beautiful skin at every age. Learn more at meaningfulbeauty.com.
This is Radhi Devlukia from A Really Good Cry. I absolutely love being outdoors, even if it's just stepping outside for a bit of fresh air between meals or taking a mindful walk to clear my head. But the one thing that can really ruin that is when my feet feel cramped in my shoes. So I switched to ultra running, and honestly, it makes such a difference. What I love most is their signature Ultra Fit Comfort Balance Strength. They have this roomy toe box that lets my toes actually spread and move naturally. So I really appreciate that. And I feel more grounded and balanced with every single step. It's like my feet can finally do their job, using all those little muscles that make me feel stronger the more I move. Whether you are a marathon runner, beginner, or advanced, or just getting outside to train, Ultras have become my go-to for running and moving mindfully. They fit so well, they're so comfortable, and they just move with you. Shop now at ultrarunning.com and use my code CRY10 for 10% off. That's ALTRA running.com. Experience Ultra and stay out there.
Now, the Aryan nations had started off as a single church in the Christian identity tradition. For those of you who don't know what that means, Christian identity beliefs focus around a couple of core concepts. Number one, white people are the real Israelites. Number two, Jewish people are faking it. And number three, their dad is Satan.
That's funny. You guys are faking.
Yeah. You guys are faking, we're the Israelites, your dad's Satan. Yeah. That's it in a nutshell.
Right. Well, that's a weird speech.
Yeah.
Can you show your work? How did we come to these conclusions?
You know, they can, Billy, but it's just going to be a pamphlet of why the courts aren't real because they're trying you under a flag of admiralty.
That is... And you're just like, well, I can't argue that.
That sounds right.
I don't even know what it means.
Now, in 1957, the same year our boy Harold came up with his famous sell mummified brine shrimp eggs to children plan, the founder of the church, a dude named Wesley Swift, settled on a name, Church of Jesus Christ Christian, because fascists are not very creative people. Now, in the late 1970s, yeah, it's a good name, Church of Jesus Christ Christian.
It's strange to, like, you could call it anything.
Yeah, you can.
And you're just like, Jesus Christ Christian.
I mean, it's either we go to the Church of Jesus Christ Christian up in Hayden Lake, or we drive 5.5 hours to the movie theater. We're in the middle of Idaho.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Well,
I guess
we're
Nazis.
I'm a Nazi now. Because I didn't have enough money for gas.
Now, in the late 1970s, a guy named Richard Butler took over, and he moved the church to a big compound in the woods, the Aryan Nations.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're not against. We're all fans of compounds in the woods here. That's
why we do most of what men do.
Yeah, to get a compound in the woods.
One day I'll have it in the woods.
That's why I'm moving towards my career goal of becoming a freelance cult leader. Tax situations better.
Freelance.
You don't want to be full time.
Y'all need a leader? I'm pretty free for 2 more months.
I can do it 29 hours a week.
I only do weird sex ones, though. That's the only one.
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I ain't into murder cults. I don't do that.
The Aryan Nations would be a central location in virtually every act of white supremacist terrorism that occurred from the end of the 1970s up until 2001. Butler himself is an interesting guy, and we're gonna be talking about Richard Butler in a future episode. But for now, what's most important is that you know his middle name was Gurnt, which I think is objectively Gurnt. Like nobody's fucking Girnt. That's fucking stupid.
It explains the anger.
Yeah. I would be pissed.
Yeah, he's mad.
Yeah.
Also, if you're going to start like a white supremacy thing like that, you need to do it in the woods.
You got to do it in the woods, yeah.
Because they don't need to see any other people.
I guess we are the best. There's nobody else within 4 hours.
It's just us. We're the best.
So it's on that movie theater.
Like, I don't know. I turned on ESPN the other day. I don't think we're the best. He just shoots the TV.
So old Gurnt Butler grew up in Los Angeles, California. He majored in aeronautical engineering. In his youth, he was a member of the Silver Shirts, an American fascist organization that were basically the Proud Boys of the 1930s. He had a successful career as an engineer, and he moved to Idaho in the mid-50s in order to become the human center of American fascism. Like Harold, he was an inventor. Butler held the American and Canadian patents for quick repair tubeless tires. So that's neat.
To what?
Quick repair tubeless tires.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Yeah.
It's a weird thing to be
So I guess if you
into.
got tires, you're funding the Nazis too. I don't know. I don't know how tires work. Maybe we moved on. Yeah. Now, in the late 1970s and the late 1970s and early 1980s was a time of growing activity and extremism from the fascist right. In 1979, the KKK attempted to kick a bunch of Vietnamese refugees out of the town of Seadrift on the grounds that they were too good at crab fishing. Hundreds of Klansmen from around the country rallied in Seadrift. Boats. You got a problem with that, Billy?
That's the reason they gave?
Yeah.
You guys are too good at fishing?
Turns out they were not fans of the free market.
But could you understand how insane that complaint is? Like, we're the superior race. You guys are too good at this thing. You're like, I'm okay. I don't even know where to start. We're just gonna go keep crab fishing, okay?
So hundreds of Klansmen from around the country rallied in Seadrift. Boats were burned, people were attacked. Uniformed KKK members patrolled the coast with rifles. All this came a matter of weeks after the Greensboro Massacre, in which Klansmen murdered 5 communist activists in North Carolina and got off essentially scot-free. That same year, Harold von Braunhut, inventor of sea monkeys, was arrested on an illegal weapons charge in LaGuardia Airport. The cause of the arrest was a device he had patented earlier that year, a spring whip defense mechanism he marketed as the Kyoga Agent M5. It was essentially a telescoping baton for beating people with. Now, the ads for the Kyoga Agent...
I invented it.
I thought about hitting people with a stick, but it wasn't like, a stick at first.
What if it's hard and it was like, shawam? And now I made it. I do live in the woods. Why?
Now, the ads for the Kyoga Agent M5 started with this text. When your capital letters worst nightmare becomes capital letters real, and suddenly you are face to face with a mugger, capital letters, you don't need a gun! No self-defense device that you can get without a license can make you safer or give you more protection. Strike down any attacker regardless of size or strength with capital letters, Kyoga, the Steel Cobra.
Hell yeah. He knew his audience.
Yeah. Now,
I'm not mad at him for that.
Billy Wayne, I got
people that want a cobra want a magic stick like that.
I'm going to show you the ad for the kid. Why don't you describe to me what that is?
It just looks like a B movie cover from the 70s. It's like a Richard Bronson. I
would say the guy in the center looks a little bit like Ringo, but yeah, maybe Bronson's a better pick.
Yeah, I think that's who they're trying to go, but it does look like a Beatle version of him. And then there's like a mummy, and then there's a guy, there's like a woman, like a sexy woman just about to knock the shit out of a dude. And then there's like a nerd.
All the people with sticks are conspicuously white, and all of the muggers are indeterminate.
They have been in the sun longer. It is very clear. There's a no risk though, 90-day free trial.
And
so
the big text on the ad.
Just walk around, whack some people, and if you don't like it, send it back.
Like a quarter of the page is just the all caps high font words. You don't need a gun, which I can think of very few things that are good that start that way.
You don't need a gun.
You don't need a gun.
Not at this party. But under here it says so effective, it's almost too good to be true. A thunderbolt of life-saving power at your command. Fucking...
It's
awesome.
remarkable. It's remarkable.
Just advertisers today are just lazy. You guys, get your shit together.
They're just garbage. There's some links at the bottom. You can ignore.
You don't need a gun.
Yeah.
Disney World. Right, hold on. Go on.
Now, the Kyoga Agent telescoping beatstick was a product almost tailor-made for American neo-Nazis, many of whom had pre-existing criminal records and were unable to legally purchase firearms. The actual ad advised the weapon as a purchase for people who might need a gun but can't get a license. Are you too much of a criminal for a pistol?
Did the government find out what a piece of shit you are?
We'll sell you a
I got you something in my trunk right now. Jesus Christ. It's not dumb, it's just evil is what it is.
No, it is, yeah. Now, the Kyoga M5 was sold, among other places, in Spotlight magazine, a Holocaust denial publication started by Willis Carto, founder of the Liberty Lobby, and basically our great nation's first Richard Spencer. We'll come back to this in a little bit. So, police at LaGuardia arrested von Braunhut for carrying 6 Kyogas through the airport. In court, his lawyer successfully defended him by arguing that this telescoping baton was, quote, not a bludgeon, and thus did not meet the definition of a banned weapon. The actual ad promised its hornet's nest of piano wire steel springs inflicting excruciating agony, but apparently that did not qualify it as a bludgeon.
He didn't say bludgeon. What?
He didn't say bludgeon.
I didn't say it.
What agony can be anything? Heartbreak can cause you agony.
Yeah, you lose this thing, it's so sad.
Now, Harold may have actually been saved by his complete incompetence as an inventor. During the court case, his lawyers staged a demonstration where they hit somebody with the baton to prove that it was actually a really shitty weapon. So part of his defense was literally like, I did such a bad job that this doesn't count as a weapon.
Hit me. You know what? Hit him with it.
He's like that guy who promised to drink the, what was it, that Roundup fertilizer or something. Oh, no, it was Someone had the name. Glycophosphate. That's the fucking thing. But with a little bit more follow through. Not much more. A little bit more.
I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll have him do it. I'll have this guy my lawyer hired do it.
Do it.
Now, in September of 1983, a white supremacist terror group called the Order was formed during a meeting of the Aryan nations in Hayden Lake. This group would go on to commit several murders and rob more than $4 million, some of which was spent on heavy weaponry for the KKK and neo-Nazi groups around the country.
Where did they get $4 million?
Armored cars and shit.
Oh,
yeah, sea monkeys.
They got Mr. Sea
I think
Monkey.
that's what funded them before the armored car robberies. Yeah. Now, in September of 1984, when the Order was, rolling right along, the Aryan nations hosted another conference. The pamphlets from that time listed a number of outstanding Aryan nationalist leaders for praise. One of them was Harold von Braunhut, inventor of sea monkeys. Since the Aryan nations was a gathering of different fascist groups and all the different leaders singled out were listed as belonging to separate organizations, Harold was noted as the leader of the Imperial Order of the Black Eagle.
I mean, yeah, my son makes up a lot of weird names too. That's what it is. Also, was this like a group of neo-Nazi people?
Thank you, John.
So this is like a meeting of different ones?
Yeah. It's like a bunch of different ones.
So
they're
do you
all
think,
kind of the same.
I mean, I understand that. But do you think at one point during that meeting, they're like, "Are you the sea monkey guy?"
Yeah.
This motherfucker like, man, he did sea monkeys. Hell yeah. Just because they're those type of dudes, they're a lot of like backwoods dudes. Like, he's a millionaire, made sea monkey. See people's pussy with his fucking eyes. Just that kind of conversation went on. Do you know what I mean?
You know what, though? To recognize them, these guys would have had to have read a comic book.
Well, touche.
Now, the Imperial Order of the Black Eagle met in New York City in the early 1980s in a place called the Estonian House in Manhattan. Speakers they hired included Robert Miles, a Christian identity theologist who in 1971 was convicted of a bomb plot to stop the integration of public schools in Michigan.
Good
1971.
Lord.
In the early 1980s, Miles became the chief patron of a philosophy known as the Northwest Imperative, which is the idea that, since the Pacific Northwest is the whitest part of America, Nazis ought to just move there en masse and take it over. Now, an Imperial Order newsletter written by von Braunhut described Robert Miles as a famous opponent of the communist Zionist conspiracy, who is nationally known in rightist political movements that reflect the highest aims and ideals of the white race. He was a big fan of Robert Miles. Now, in February 1985, shortly after the Order dissolved in a series of gunfights and betrayals, Harold von Braunhut spoke on behalf of Reverend Butler at an Aryan Nations meeting at a Washington Sheraton. That's where you want to do that fucking meeting, is a Sheraton.
There's just like one family on vacation at that Sheraton. They're like, this is a weird Sheraton.
Hey, honey, you notice how many guys with weird haircuts there are around here?
I don't remember Nazis existing anymore. But this whole Sheraton has a lot of Nazis.
One of them hit me with a stick, but it didn't really hurt all that much.
It didn't hurt at all.
Not sure
and
if I
he just ran off and he said, the agony. That's my favorite part of some of this antiquated, like the way they think. And they're like, and then we'll go to the Sheraton. I like it. It's nice.
It's nice. You know that what they do is they do a good job of getting the coffee out on time. I like that.
And then the sheets are soft in a way that I also appreciate. They're good for stealing in my other group I'm a part of.
Now, the cause of the day at this Sheraton meeting was the repeal of the 14th Amendment, which made black people equal citizens with equal protection under the law. At the meeting, one white supremacist attendee recalled von Braunhut as a guy who didn't want too much exposure. He was kind of a mysterious guy. He made his statement in favor of the separation of races, and he got out.
Keep them apart. I gotta go.
Later in 1985, von Braunhut wound up in legal proceedings again, this time as part of the indictment of an Ohio Klansman, Grand Dragon Paul R. Roach, who was charged with violating federal gun laws. Von Braunhut was not actually charged in this for reasons I can't explain, but he was accused of giving Roach $11,954 of sea monkey money, which Roach used to purchase 83 semi-automatic pistols and rifles.
I like that he probably shipped them the same way he did the crabs. He just knocked on the door and ran. And it said 4 pistols, is what it says on it.
According to the Washington Post, quote, Assistant U.S. Attorney Thomas M. Bauer, who prosecuted Roach, said the defendant and von Braunhut were friends. He said von Braunhut was prepared to testify at the trial that he had lent Roach the money for the purchase and then took possession of the guns to secure the loan. The trial was called off after Roach pleaded guilty to 1 count of illegally transporting firearms across state lines. Von Braunhut was very cooperative and pleasant with us, Bauer said. He brought some of his toys along, including the sea monkeys.
Why wouldn't you? They check him out.
Yeah. This guy bought $12,000 in guns for a Nazi. But look at these little guys. They'll dance if you poke them. Amazing.
You want to see ladies' panties?
Again, that was the assistant U.S. attorney. By 1988, Harold von Braunhut was well the fuck into his support of the American fascist movement.
88?
88.
Still going.
Still going strong, man. Now, that year, his homie, Richard Butler, wound up dealing with a lawsuit as a result of the fact that he headed up a violent hate movement that murdered people. The sea monkey inventor decided to help his friend by dedicating a chunk of the profits from the sale of his Kyoga Agent M5 telescoping baton to Butler's legal defense. In a newspaper to his followers, Butler noted that the manufacturer has made a pledge of $25 to my defense fund for each one sold to Aryan Nation supporters. He advised his people to write AN in small letters in the order form in order to ensure the funds were properly located. So that's good, right? It's nice helping a buddy out.
Hey, man. Hey. You know I don't like asking for favors. But you know how I'm trying to start a race war? People are riled up at me about that. Government. Could I have some of that money you have? The beaten money.
And the monkey money.
I'll take some. I ain't above taking the monkey money, I'll be honest.
In the brochure, Butler called the Kyoga a fine article for self-protection, and all whites are going to need all the protection they can get in the near future.
Yeah, they are.
That same year, Harold von Braunhut conducted an interview with the Seattle Times where, I guess to his credit, he spoke honestly about his racist beliefs. He described his hatred of inscrutable, slanty Korean eyes and said, "You know what side I'm on. I don't make any bones about it." Fucking didn't.
He did not make any bones about it.
He did not make any goddamn bones about it.
You can't sell bones.
I bet
you can't sell bones to children. They won't buy them.
You sell them pre-bones.
You can sell them bones that'll grow.
Now, as you might expect, the fact that the inventor of X-ray specs and sea monkeys was buying arms and fundraising for literal neo-Nazis did not escape the notice of the mainstream press. The Washington Post, who in that day cared a little bit more about countering fascism, put together an utterly damning article about the toy inventor's Nazi connections, but that was not the most damning aspect of their coverage of Harold's life. To his eternal shame, the Post revealed for the very first time that Harold von Braunhut was Jewish. Yeah.
Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah, it's fucking wild, right? Now, there are a wide variety of things you would not want to be as a Nazi, but Jewish is probably top of the list. Yeah, hard to pick a one above that.
It is tough.
Yeah,
I was trying to think
I can't really think of anything. Now, the Washington Post coverage first revealed the truth behind Harold's parentage and ethnicity. It also included an interview with Erwin Swall, a director for the Anti-Defamation League, who said, "We've long been monitoring Harold von Braunhut. He's linked to some of the most extreme racist and anti-Semitic organizations in the country. He has a reputation of being a generous contributor." So, that's cool. And we're going to talk about...
Do you think he was a generous contributor because he's like feels guilty? He's like, oh, you guys, once you find out something, you're going to be so mad at me.
I think he was buying his way into the cool
here's
kids
some
club.
Money. Oh, man. When this comes out, you guys you're going to hate me, really. I know for a fact you're going to hate me.
Remember me for the weapons I bought you.
Remember.
And not for the religion of my parents.
Don't. You're going to hear something. Think about it.
Now, we're going to hear how this all shook out once the news broke. But you know what we got to shake right now? We're going to hit some fucking bagels with some fucking knives.
What if I just pulled my dick out? No, you're wrong. It's about to get weird as hell. It's Portland. Everybody just be like, finally, and they just take their clothes off. I thought this was an orgy. They've been talking for 2 hours.
This stage is normally dicks from left to right. Yeah. Now.
No, you don't tell us how to live.
That's obscene. That is obscene. You throw packaged bagels like a decent Christian.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
These are the pumpkin spice ones. So.
Well, no, but how are you going to serve back if you don't have a machete in your hand? What if I do it well?
You're not going to. We've done this enough. I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, nobody's good at this game.
No, this is not a...
Yeah!
Oh,
see, that one went into the crowd! Grab another, or I'll grab another.
Okay, yeah. You can keep those. I don't want them. I don't like that pumpkin spice. Don't. Okay, here we go. And Shannon, the way you throw it a little. He's not a pitcher. He's not a pitcher. There's equipment. Also, it looks sturdy, but stuff.
Well, I mean, someone's got to be angry at me every time we do this, and since Sophie's not here, it's your job to be frustrated.
It is. It comes natural. You have a.
Thank you.
Is that a stool?
No.
It's not. I don't know where the fuck they went, dude.
I don't know either. Like, I don't think about where things go.
Oh, there's a hole under there. Okay, thank you.
Or hit them.
You're a roadie? Oh, you came out of nowhere. That was awesome.
All right.
He's wearing a black shirt, and he's just like, here, I gotta go.
I'm gonna do this like, what's a baseball guy? Mickey Mantle.
Baseball guy?
I'm Mickey Mantle.
Just say Jose Canseco. You've done more drugs than him.
That's a fit.
Barely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yes. That was cool.
I gotta say, that is by far the best that's ever gone.
Yeah, that was cool.
And we've hit a lot of bagels on this podcast.
It's never that cool.
Yeah, it's never worked.
It's always like, oh, that was a letdown. Mm-hmm. That time it was like, we did it.
Like 80% of the shtick is that it's never very good. Like, it's always a big bummer that we build up for hours. That was actually cool. So,
that was cool, yeah.
Glad that happened on the live show.
I bet it didn't get recorded.
No, under no way. No way. No. This is a beautiful memory that no one else will share. Mm-hmm. So.
Back to the Nazis.
While the Kyoga Baton fundraiser is what first drew mainstream attention to Harold, the reality is that he was almost certainly funneling tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, of his sea monkey profits into the Aryan nations for years. This continued throughout the 1980s and up until at least 1995. If you paid for sea monkeys or any of Harold's other inventions up to this point, you may have contributed to the growth of the Aryan nation.
Isn't the world
or other
cool?
KKK groups. You might have bought those $12,000 of Klan guns. There's no way to know.
Isn't the world awesome?
It's great. Nobody would have guessed that. If everyone's thinking of... Yeah, exactly. But that, you guess that. You're like, oh yeah, I'm paying for bombs to be dropped on random people. You never guess the money I spent on those sea monkeys. Bought Nazi machine guns like that. Nobody calls that shit.
Yeah. Where'd you get that toy? Oh, that's Nazi toys.
Yeah. Out in the woods somewhere, there's some hippie guy who was just like, all I'm buying is X-ray specs and sea monkeys, and that's gonna keep me pure. Poor son of a bitch. Now,
there's only two things I really believe in this world.
Now, when Richard Butler, head of the Aryan Nations, was questioned about one of his major backers being potentially Jewish and thus a direct descendant of the devil, according to his theology.
Now, we have a question.
Mr. Butler,
how do you feel inside?
Mm-hmm. He cited von Braunhut as a close friend and a member of the Aryan race who has supported us quite a few years. So that's interesting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then he said something dumb, like something crazy, like, and if he was Jewish, I could have smelled it. You know?
we basically wind up there at the end.
That's what it's always something.
Guy.
Yeah, where it's always something like, I could see his horns if he, you're just like, what?
So the lesson here is that you can kind of buy your way into being a Nazi. Yeah, it works apparently.
Yeah, so, they're not good people.
They're not ideologically consistent people.
Yeah, they're not as consistent as you would have them, as they would have you believe.
Yeah. So I guess say what you will about the tenets of National Socialism, it's not always an ethos. Like when enough money comes onto the table, people make fucking
It's just more. I just want to hit stuff.
So, now in that article on Harold von Braunhut, the Washington Post pointed out that he was far from the only Jewish man to ever go full Nazi. Quote, in 1965, the New York Times disclosed...
That's a tough spot to be in.
It's a rough one, man.
That's a tough... That's like, hear me out. I ain't the first motherfucker to do this.
This has been going on.
You're like, you don't want to be in that position, I don't think.
In 1965, the New York Times disclosed the Jewish identity of Daniel Burroughs, a high-ranking Klansman and former American Nazi Party member who then shot himself to death. In 1978, Chicago Nazis rallied under the leadership of Frank Collin, the son of a Jewish concentration camp survivor. His family name had been Cohn. I know, fucking wild, right? Like, what do you even say to that shit? It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but my dad was a dick when I was a teenager. Sometimes I had to be home at 10:30, and I was like, fuck this guy. I rebelled.
Now, it's probably worth noting here.
You could have just...
Probably worth noting here.
Could have tried to fight him or something. I don't know. You took it so far, dude.
It's worth mentioning that Milo Yiannopoulos, a prominent fascist who has a lengthy documented history of conspiring with neo-Nazis to push propaganda, often defends himself from allegations of being a Nazi by pointing out that he is gay and Jewish. And as confusing as this seems, neither of those factors precludes one from being a Nazi. Anyone can be a Nazi. That's the beauty. Beauty's the wrong word. But that's Nazism. You just have to have Nazi in your heart.
You got it in your heart?
Yeah.
Are you hateful for no reason? When you wake up in the morning, you're like, there's a lot of hate in here. We got a spot for you.
Are you pissed and like flags? We got a thing for you to be.
Come on down to the flea market.
Now, in 1983, Harold von Braunhut became ordained on the advice of a friend in what he called a small ancient church without a local congregation. He described himself as a priest at large.
Yeah. There's a lot of those.
There's a lot of those.
Still just that large right now.
I don't know what kind of church this was. I'm guessing either some weird Christian identity congregation or maybe like some weird like
He
Nazi
said ancient
Norse
church.
pagan thing. Like it's hard to say. Ancient, right? That
Ancient
makes me
church.
think like a
It's
Norse
like they
pagan
found a
deal.
building in the woods. Like this was an ancient church, and he's like, and I am the preacher here.
What we do know for sure is that years before the Washington Post article, the Anti-Defamation League had caught wind of rumors about von Braunhut's Jewish ancestry. It had been a topic of discussion and suspicion among the far right, largely due to his prominent nose. But, according... That's the Nazis talking! That's the Nazis talking!
Robert.
According to a representative of the ADL, they felt he was a solid, dependable, extreme right-winger regardless, that he was one of them and can be trusted. Because all the money he's...
Well, he gives us money.
He gives us money. We need guns. None of us can work jobs.
Because of the swastikas in the face. He says the felonies, but I have a feeling it's all the face swastikas is what's getting us not hired.
Now, it does seem to be true that whatever his ancestry, Harold von Braunhut was a committed Nazi, as committed a Nazi as any who ever goose-stepped across the pages of history. And he had continued to attend the Aryan Nations gatherings on at least a yearly basis throughout the 1980s and into the 1990s. He was a featured speaker on several occasions. More than once, the inventor of sea monkeys lit the burning cross that signified the height of festivities. Floyd Cochran, an Aryan Nation spokesman until he reformed in the early 90s, described Braunhut as having, he said he had a big nose, and that this is the fun part, he'd give long speeches about numerology and he'd make references to the pyramids. It just didn't play very well. So it was not his personality that made him popular with the Nazis.
He's weird.
He talks about pyramids all the time.
Even the Woods people are like, I mean,
he was from Memphis.
He gave us money, but he's
There's a pyramid in
weird.
Memphis.
He's always talking about like 33. Have you seen that? Have you seen that Jim Carrey movie 23?
Now, Harold also started a racist think tank, the National Anti-Zionist Institute.
That sounds like an oxymoron.
It does.
It's like a racist think tank. What do you think? Hate?
Yeah.
Thinking mad right now. That's what I'm thinking. You want to get them? That's what I'm thinking. Get them.
So he started the National Anti-Zionist Institute in the late 1980s. There he authored a regular newsletter under the pseudonym Hendrik von Braun, which was barely a pseudonym. Like, not even really a pseudonym. It's like me calling myself Rob Evans and like being like, nobody's gonna fucking put this caper together. Now, there's so many machetes here. And you call me the Biden name? Are my eyes filled with blood? Because my dentures are in. I can feel that part. Now, I'm going to quote the Washington Post again, writing about Hendrik von Braun. Great pseudonym. In the world of jewels and precious metals, only that which is pure, rare, and unalloyed is of the highest value, begins a newsletter dated 1993. For a full 2 pages, readers are urged to unite against wogs and mud people, even if that means giving up their own lives. No one, except Jesus Christ himself, has ever managed to live forever, von Braun writes. Even if you could, what a bore it would be to hang around for a few hundred years, not doing much of anything except watching the... racial slur. Make basketballs and sneakers out of racial slur for Jewish people skins. Now, it's super fucking racist. That's the Sea Monkeys guy. He's amped it up. Yeah.
He's amped it up.
The address for this newsletter was P.O. Box 809, Bryan's Road, Maryland. And if any of you sent off for Sea Monkeys, that's the same address you mailed your money to.
Hey, you don't keep a bunch of money opening a bunch of P.O. boxes everywhere.
No, you pick one.
You pick one and you keep it.
For the Nazi stuff,
I keep it rent
and
control.
the liar shrimp. So at this point...
You ever get them confused?
I sent that kid a swastika flag.
Oh, God. And some kid had just ordered it himself, and his dad got it, and it's addressed to him.
Hey, son, did you buy a Luger?
Did you? Did you buy a swastika flag? Put it in water. It's supposed to turn into a monkey, Dad. Holy shit.
It's amazing.
This is the world we all live in.
All of us. It's crazy.
We live in this world.
Now, at this point, I'll wonder what some of you are wondering, at least. Did being exposed as a Nazi harm Harold's career as a toy salesman in any way? The answer is slightly. But not all that much.
Not as much as you'd think.
Not as much as you'd think for buying arms for terrorists. In 1994, von Braunhut sold the marketing rights to sea monkeys to a new company, Basic Fun.
ISIS.
No. By the way, that's the Hobby Lobby podcast, and that's gonna be a good one too. So, the president of Basic Fun, Alan Dorfman, questioned von Braunhut about the rumors of his Nazi past. Harold assured him these were all lies, made up by a neighbor with whom he was fighting a property dispute.
God, he's great. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a terrible human being, obviously, but also, like, some of his lies are pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. We're just fighting over boundary lines.
That's a funny lie. Like, look, there's an apple tree we're fighting over. So he told a bunch of neo-Nazis I was a Jew. And I was like, dude, not cool. But we're letting a judge decide about the tree.
Shortly after the sale of sea monkeys to Basic Fun, Harold attended the July 1995 Aryan Nations Congress as a featured speaker. He went on stage right after Richard Butler called Jewish people the bacillus of decomposition in our society. Also speaking that day was Louis Beam, a KKK leader, the inventor of the term leaderless resistance, and one of the top minds behind white supremacist terrorism in the last half century. Piece of shit.
That's what top minds of Aryan Nation means.
Yeah. Katja Lane was in attendance as well. She's the wife of jailed order member David Lane, the man who coined the 14 words, which you'll see tattooed on some hands if you wind up at a protest in this town.
Cool town,
one side. One side.
Way to go. Why didn't Fred Armisen do sketches about that part?
They missed that aspect, though. Yeah.
Like, Portland's adorable. Like, some of it.
Yeah. They could have added that to the put a bird on it sketch, but it's one of those Nazi eagles on a guy's back.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Someone's just like, I have the needle thread. I have it. I have the skills. I'm in a co-op.
Now, Dorfman found out about this, his visit to the Aryan Nations, and being Jewish himself, Dorfman immediately ended the professional relationship between von Braunhut and Basic Fun. But this was not the end of sea monkeys. A new generation of parents who'd grown up with sea monkey kits in the 70s were now raising young children. There was money to be made in rebranding the living animal mail-order toy sensation and cashing in on nostalgia. Before long, Harold found another company to market his monkeys, one that did not care about his Nazi past and present. In November 1995, he signed a new contract with Educational Insights. Their plan was to rebrand sea monkeys to capture the attention of 90s kids. Rather than portraying them as chubby, chimpanzee-looking sea critters, Educational Insights hired illustrators to draw muscular, superhero-looking sea monkeys that could appeal to the extreme kids of the mid-1990s.
My sea monkeys fuck. They're not starting families, they're just fucking.
But they only fuck within their race. That's funny.
Yeah,
the sea monkeys.
They're not heathens.
Yeah. Now, The most significant change was that sea monkeys would no longer be illustrated as naked. As one company executive told the LA Times, you gotta hear this. Having been involved in the marketing to kids, you don't want to introduce that as an area of controversy. We'll fund Nazism, but not nudism.
But don't show them penises.
Don't show them penises.
They have those. Yeah. They don't need to see them.
No.
They already have.
Oh, he's buying arms for the Klan? Well, that's his private business.
That is.
But if there's a nipple on one of those fake monkeys... That really is America in a goddamn nutshell.
Yeah, it is. He's like, hey, move that naked lady and give him a gun.
Give him a gun. Put a swastika right on that pectoral, right over the nipple. Now, 1 month after inking a deal with Educational Insights, Harold von Braunhut officiated the funeral of Betty Butler, Richard Butler's wife. A reporter with the Los Angeles Times actually spent a significant amount of time digging into this story, and I'm going to quote from him now. The specter of sea monkey dollars funding hate groups seems to be less controversial. When I broached this topic with Fine and Atamian, two of the guys who worked at Educational Insights, Atamian confirms that all the higher-ups at Educational Insights know about von Braunhut's past. He says that everyone in the toy industry knows about him, that people had sent them the articles, but that the sea monkey shouldn't be tainted by their inventor. Is this any different from the U.S. government having normal relations with Germany 3, 4, 5, 6 years after World War II?
It is.
It's really different.
It is, because they made laws about...
Because they killed those guys.
Yeah. And then they said, hey, we're not... You can't do that anymore. And they were like... And then we were like, okay, cool. That's cool that you guys realized that was bad.
I hate to say this,
they were like, hey, you guys have some guys in your country that are doing what we used to do.
The quote goes on. We're doing business with him on a business basis with a wonderful product called Sea Monkeys, and we don't see where it's relevant. I've never seen evidence of his alleged past behavior. Says Fine, this has absolutely nothing to do with Harold as a person. It's more to do with who sea monkeys are and what they can mean in terms of fun and fantasy for kids and adults of all ages.
Oh, cool. So I'm just talking to a sociopath. Okay, I gotta go.
Another member of the Educational Insights team agreed. This one's great. Do you listen to Wagner? The Israelis wouldn't listen to his music for all those years, but now they do. If your response
always
to
be closing.
Yeah. If your response to a question about funding Nazi hate groups starts with, do you listen to Wagner? You're going in the wrong direction.
Hear me out.
Now.
That's all I got.
The article I just quoted from was written in 2000. For most of the rest of his life, Harold would...
2000.
2000.
Come on.
Yeah. For the most of the rest of his life, Harold...
What if at the end we're like, and he's here tonight?
We're bringing him out. He's got a tree full of sea monkeys.
He's like, you guys are having fun.
Now, they're only $9.95 each, and there is a truck full of Klansmen who need guns. So please, give generous.
This is sad, Klansmen.
Now, for the rest of his life, after 2000, Harold von Braunhut would clam up and refuse to answer when pressed about his Nazi connections and the undefined but significant amount of money he poured into funding American fascism. He told the LA Times, I don't have to defend myself to you or anyone else. I'm hanging up. In an earlier interview with the Seattle Times...
You don't have to tell people you're hanging up.
Yeah, you can just do it.
You just do it. They got it.
In an earlier interview with the Seattle Times, he gave a longer answer. I love the United States. I support the Constitution. I'm a very viable individual. I'm not sinister at all.
That's fucking awesome. You're in a good spot in your life when you're like, I'm not sinister at all. You're like, yeah. What'd you do? Nothing. I'm hanging up now. I mean, we're all laughing at that, but our president ended a letter yesterday with, I'll call you later. I'll call you later is what that motherfucker said.
What's wild is that in 300 years, when kids are like reading the condensed textbooks of this period, which will still suck like textbooks today, they're going to read about
apples
that
taste like
letter.
oranges, and you're like, we took a bad turn.
They're going to read about that letter 3 paragraphs down from when they read about Congress talking about boofing. Like, that's going to be the same fucking page. Like, fucking wild.
And at the end, it'll just say, and Putin died of laughing.
And then the teacher will say, put up your books, it's time to boof. That's
Don't
how
forget
we
your
learn
ass
in the
in
future. Now, Harold von Braunhut spent his last years running a wildlife conservatory on his own land in Maryland. He had a great love of animals, and reporters who visited him during this time reported that he was very
Just
careful.
albino ones, though.
Yeah, very specific
Just
animals.
the white ones. He just like white tigers and white squirrels.
He liked cats, but not most of them. Reporters who visited him during this time reported that he was very careful to make sure he did not feed his geese any bread that might contain mold. He really cared.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. When the Maryland Independent interviewed him and asked about his past, he told them, "I'm not burning any crosses on my front lawn. I'm not holding any secret Black Eagle meetings or racial meetings or KKK rallies. I'm not bringing any ideology to the area." That's fine. That's fine. Guy wanted to move on. We all want to move on. I have stuff I want to move on from. Let's move on from that. Now, Harold's last bout of public activism was in opposing the Riviera Development Project, which was a project to develop a Riviera near him, obviously, I assume, on the grounds that it would harm wildlife and the natural environment in his adopted home. He became the committee spokesman of SWORD, which is an acronym that stands for Save Wildlife, Oppose Riviera Development. Not a bad acronym. You gotta give it.
This is a good one.
They did fine. It's fine.
He's good with words.
Yeah, he's good with words. He sold those sea monkeys.
Yeah.
Instant life. Now, even in this ostensibly decent endeavor, he found ways to inject racism, peppering local newspaper ads for SWORD with references to the Judas Goat business experts responsible for the project.
Subtle.
Yeah,
He's subtle. He's subtle.
And asking his neighbors to join our struggle for God, country, and our American heritage of self-determination. Yeah, nice. Now, I found a fun article near the end of researching this on a little website called National Vanguard, which do I need to say it's a Nazi website? It's a fucking Nazi website.
I thought they reviewed independent music.
What do you listen to, Billy?
Okay, there's a side story to this. I opened for Sturgill Simpson a couple of years ago, and we went through Spokane, and I didn't know. And I do this, I lived in Seattle for 6 years, so I just like rip Seattle and the Northwest apart about like, you know, like, oh, we're so progressive. I'm like, well, where the fuck is all the black people? And then you go to Tacoma, and you're like, oh, there they are. You guys can't do that anymore. You can't just be like, no, you can't segregate. And so I was doing that stuff. And then like a month later, Sturgill sent me this thing that his people had sent him. He's like, look at this review. And it was from like a white nationalist website. And the guy was a huge fan of Sturgill's. But when I came out and started doing my jokes, at first he was like, this is my guy. Because I've got blonde hair and blue eyes. Yeah. And I have this accent, so he was like, oh, he's been chosen to come here. And then I start saying the shit I say. And the guy was like, what the fuck is this? And he went back and had to re-listen to Sturgill, and he's like, well, that motherfucker ain't who I thought he was either. This made me laugh so hard. This is the best review I've ever gotten. There was a barrage of blasphemy and anti-whiteness, and I was like, he got what I was doing. I'll tweet that review out soon.
I am
it's
excited to read that.
So good. It's well written. He's not a...
Oh, that's good.
He's educated. He's just misguided.
We're about to read a not well-written piece of Nazi literature here. So, as I said, I found a fun article on National Vanguard about Harold, and it gives us some idea of how he was viewed by the neo-Nazis that he didn't give tens of thousands of dollars to. That article cites a quote from a little guy y'all might have heard of, Tom Metzger. Tom has a history in this town, and it's not a good one. Leader of a group called White Aryan Resistance, a.k.a. War, essentially a murderer, but with a couple of extra steps.
Do you think they ever like, war, good God? And they're like, hey, we can't sing that. We can't sing that.
Yeah, that is not going to go down well at this conference.
Damn it, but it goes with our thing so good.
So here's what Tom Metzger had to say about Harold von Braunhut. Harold von Braunhut, a self-made multimillionaire from Maryland, has been an Aryan Nations contributor for years. I met the man at a meeting at Robert Miles's in Michigan. He was wearing a priest's collar when I first met him. He was a small man with decidedly Semitic features. I commented to several people at the time that this individual was a long way from an Aryan. Then a Washington Post story broke a few years later, saying that von Braunhut was a bar mitzvah Jew. It was also said that he was the state leader for Aryan Nations. This, of course, puzzled me greatly, especially the way Christian identity
This made my top thing go hurt.
I made my findings known to the Aryan Nations, but received, I think his findings were he read the Washington Post article, but received no answer. I then repeated the findings on this update a few years ago. Still no change. It seems von Braunhut was some kind of self-hating Jew, but a steady contributor to AN. Oh well, I had belled the cat, but I heard nothing about it from the identity camp. Today I received an article that was printed in the Los Angeles Times, a thorough and complete history of the activities of Mr. von Braunhut. The thing that appalled me through and through was one comment made by the writer that von Braunhut officiated at the funeral of Miss Betty Butler, the devoted wife of Richard Butler. That is very hard to swallow. So that's nice. It bummed out Tom Metzger. Like, what? What do you want? What do you want in a happy ending of this podcast? Tom Metzger's sad. That's as good as it's going to get. Now,
well, he looked like a Jew, and then the paper said he's a Jew, but...
Speaking of happy endings, Harold von Braunhut stroked out and died in 2003. Yeah, there we go. Fuck him. He's a piece of shit. Yeah.
Your clapter just funded more Nazis. He's good.
Now, the most his fellow fascists at the National Vanguard were willing to say about him was, apparently Braunhut's racial beliefs were sincere, and I noticed they didn't give him the Vaughn. That's interesting to me. Now, Harold's longtime wife, Yolanda, sold the rights to sea monkeys after his death to a company called Big Time Toys for several $1 million. They apparently screwed her out of quite a lot of this money, and she sued them in 2013. I'm not going to get into the details of the lawsuit, but it was still ongoing as of 2016. The New York Times wrote an article about the story and pressed Yolanda gently on her husband's years of fascist activism. She insisted that she and her husband never talked about politics.
Listen, he had so much sea monkey money, and he had so much knowledge about sea monkeys. We just didn't have time to talk about anything else.
That was all that was going on.
And most of the time I was just trying to get him to take those glasses off, because it's like, come on, man, don't... Not all the time.
Now, Billy Wayne.
Yeah.
Normally, round about here, the end of the podcast, we would plug our pluggables, and I suppose we can still do that. But first,
I'll be in Portland, October 17th.
There you go. That's near today.
That is soon.
That
very
is
soon.
Very close to now.
Sold out. Too late.
I feel like before we go, there's 2 intact bags of bagels, and we should attempt. Well, 1 intact and 1.
You did good.
We partly intact. We should at least try to unintact that one of bagels.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Before, thank you all for coming. By the way, this is.
Thank you all.
Please, this is
Thank you all for coming.
a last-minute idea. We're like, I wonder if people come, and you guys are like, yeah, we'll be there.
Now,
even today, I was like, I don't think they're coming.
What I really appreciate about a Portland audience is that y'all are willing to let 2 strangers brandish large knives at you for 2 hours. And you're all used to it, because this is Portland. And oddly enough, the only illegal thing about all these machetes I brought in here is that I kept them in a bag. If I'd been waving them drunkenly around the street, that's fine. It's Oregon, baby. It's a great
That's
state.
a weird rule. It's like you can't hide them. You're like, well, what if we hit them and you can't find them? Okay.
All right. No, you know what, Billy? I should throw it first. I got to hit the...
Okay. Look at that. Okay. I saw a guy wearing your hat today, Zorro.
That's the machete pocket.
That's what a robe's made for.
Yeah, that's what a robe's made for. All right, Billy.
Here we go.
Are you ready?
Sha-na-na-na-na-na.
Love serving love, probably.
Yeah!
All right.
I'll be honest, it feels better to hit it. It does.
All right, you did some damage. I'm gonna do it one more time.
Okay,
I want to
we'll
see.
do it one
All
more
right.
time. Let's go.
You know what, Billy? Try the real chopper.
Okay.
This is the bitch. This is the
This is-
CRKT or CKR. This is one you use to chop deep into wood.
It
it's shitty
does.
steel, but it's got a real deep edge. Yeah, it's good for batoning and bagels.
Okay.
That
was amazing. I'm so in Portland. Like, this is just a piece of bread. I was like, there's a joint in there. I was like, that's so awesome. Oh, it's just bread.
Now, we didn't do any ad plugs for this, but Columbia River Knife Company, or whatever CRKT is, they make a fine bagel slicer.
Yeah, they do. It
And
explodes on
that's
impact.
they haven't given me a dime. You all saw it work.
That was aggressive, the way he said that.
Billy Wayne.
Yes.
You got some pluggables to plug?
Uh,
You should do that.
Yeah, just buy my record. It's just if you Google my name, all that shit comes up. And just
You'll find it.
I don't. That's why you don't know who I am, because I'm so bad at. Like, I'm good at the comedy part, but the rest of it, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I like people making people laugh, and people are like, you should tell people when you're doing it. I'm like, I know, but I don't care. But
Now-
if you go, I do tell people now, because I have kids, and they're like, we want to eat. And I'm like,
So help Billy's greedy kids.
I wish that was a joke, and that's how. That wasn't what motivated me to market myself. But it really, like, for a long time, I was just like, I just like doing comedy. It's fun. And I have kids, I'm like, I should tell people I'm doing it. So just Google Billy Wayne Davis.
Google Billy Wayne
I'm still
Davis.
pretty lazy about it.
You know what? Google bomb Billy Wayne Davis Illuminati and just see what happens. See what happens a year or two from now when that percolates.
Yeah, please, just Google the
We don't
shit out of
know.
that over and
Yeah.
over again.
Just keep doing
I
it.
want to get invited to an
Yeah.
Illuminati party. They were like, hey, people keep thinking you're part of this because we saw Google sends us stuff.
Yeah.
You
Anyway,
want to come to a meeting? And I'm like, can I bring a machete?
Jeff Bezos is going to be there. He's got tons of them.
They wouldn't let me in.
No.
Because I would tell.
Yeah.
Like I would leave and be like, you wouldn't believe who's in it. It's not who you think.
Carrot Top.
Yeah. He's so much smarter than people give him credit for. Carrot Top did 9/11. I heard just like, what'd he say? Don't repeat what I said. It was dumb. This is dumb. But I'll be in Salem tomorrow night doing stand-up.
Yeah!
And then Eugene on Saturday, and then I'm coming back up. I'll be in Seattle the November 1st and 2nd on Capitol Hill. I'm going in there and getting the fuck out as fast as I can. It's a negative fucking place up there. People are just saying, meh.
So, see Billy Wayne Davis in most of those places, but if you venture up into Seattle, come
It's
on.
fun. If you hate Seattle, you should come to my shows because I just rip it fucking apart.
Yeah.
I lived
Bring
there
your
for 6
fucking
years.
bolt cutters. You are
It's-
going to need them to get through those streets.
Just a lanyard, I think, is all you need in Seattle.
Anyway,
We didn't talk about how to end this.
no, this has been the podcast. I should plug. I have a podcast called Behind the Bastards. If you want to listen to it, you might enjoy it. You, the guy in the Raoul Wallenberg shirt, you might be interested in it. Yeah, have that bagel.
What's that? Oh, that's a joint. Okay.
Oh shit! Yeah! Portland fucking holds it down.
Have a bagel.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. This is the fucking episode. Get the fuck out of here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Real quick. I'm gonna have a suitcase just sitting open with my first CD. I just have like a bunch left, and I'm just gonna give them away.
Yeah.
So it's my first record. There's a lot of good jokes. There's some holes that I don't care for, but whatever. You guys are. I'm really proud of it. I listened to it a couple weeks ago, and I was like, this isn't bad at all. So I'm also like 30, 40 pounds heavier than I am now. So you're gonna be like, who's this fat fucker? Like, he was fun. That guy was fun as fuck.
I got one last thing to say. There's a fellow in the audience named Alan who built the website for thewaroneveryone.com, and who, without his help, that would have taken like fucking a month and a half more to produce, and I would never have accomplished it as competently, because the only thing I can do is write 11 pages on shitty people and then drunkenly read them to comedians. So,
awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
That's the fucking podcast. We're done.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it comes to making an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the one you'll call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
This is Radhi Devlukia from A Really Good Cry. I absolutely love being outdoors, even if it's just stepping outside for a bit of fresh air between meals or taking a mindful walk to clear my head. But the one thing that can really ruin that is when my feet feel cramped in my shoes. So I switched to ultra running, and honestly, it makes such a difference. What I love most is their signature ultra fit, comfort balanced strength. They have this roomy toe box that lets my toes actually spread and move naturally. So I really appreciate that. And I feel more grounded and balanced with every single step. It's like my feet can finally do their job, using all those little muscles that make me feel stronger the more I move. Whether you are a marathon runner, beginner or advanced, or just getting outside to train, Ultras have become my go-to for running and moving mindfully. They fit so well, they're so comfortable, and they just move with you. Shop now at ultrarunning.com and use my code CRY10 for 10% off. That's ALTRA running.com. Experience Ultra and stay out there.
This is Angela Yee from Way Up with Angela Yee. Y'all, Black Girl Vitamins is completely changing the wellness game for us. You know our bodies don't move the same as we get older, and health becomes even more important. BGV, Black Girl Vitamins, is giving us all the supplements we need to stay healthy. I've seen hundreds of ladies online raving about their tasteless collagen powder that made their joint pain practically disappear. I had to try it myself, and y'all, it is the truth. If your body needs help bouncing back, go ahead and check their products out on blackgirlvitamins.co and get 20% off using code Angela Yee.
The new Chicken Bacon Ranch Street Chalupa is at Taco Bell. You can't get just one. Okay, so that's not like some marketing hyperbole. You literally can't get just one. They come in twos. So like, if you want just one, you're going to need to find a friend who loves slow roasted chicken, bacon, and avocado ranch sauce. Or a friend of a friend, or have an awkward conversation with a complete stranger to see if they're obsessed with chicken, bacon, and avocado ranch. Or you could just like eat them both because you're obsessed with slow roasted chicken, bacon. Okay, you get the idea. The new Chicken Bacon Ranch Street Chalupa is at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell U.S. locations for a limited time while supplies last.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.